Hi. Today I thought I'd make a video about why you should wear weightlifting shoes in CrossFit. Okay? Now in CrossFit, a lot of people just like to, go barefoot, like in this picture here, where they wear these flat shoes, like this Merrell Trail Glove. They'll wear that. And they'll say, if I'm out on the streets and I have to, lift up a huge trash can over my head, then I'm not going to have lifting shoes on, so I don't want to train with lifting shoes on either. That's what I've been saying all my life. But recently I've done some research, and I've decided that it's probably time to get some lifting shoes. And I just want to share with you the research that I've done. I've written about it in this article, but I know that some people can't read, or some people prefer the comfort of hearing another human's voice. Also, some people just like to, see stuff that's moving. It's a lot more realistic than just a bunch of text. Okay, so, in order to explain to you why we need weightlifting shoes, we're going to take a look at a little history. Now, back in the old days, this is how people would lift. You'll notice he just kind of hoists it up, and then he hoists it up again. He doesn't really do much of a split to get it up. I mean, here he does pretty much a standard split. That's what you're going to see today. But getting the bar up, oh my gosh. Getting the bar up the way he did it, getting the bar up the way he did it was, without a split or anything. But then they realized that if they split underneath it, then they could lift a lot heavier weight. As you probably all know, if you've gone to CrossFit before, you know that you have to kind of fall under the bar. Now, these guys were pretty extreme here. You notice he's wearing a flat-soled shoe. This is Rudolf Pluckfelder. He's a Soviet. He was a Soviet. I don't know if he's alive still and he's Russian, or if he's no longer with us. But you'll notice he's doing a very deep split, and he's wearing these perfectly flat shoes. Now, what's the problem with this? Well, first of all, you might notice that his knee is bent very, very acutely. And his, which I don't think would be very good for your knee when it's just so low like that. Now, if you have two knees that are bent like that, that's different. Okay, but the real problem here is that the front shoe is not fully flat on the ground. And the reason it's not is because this Achilles tendon here and the ankle just can't bend that much. It tries maybe, but it can't do it. So what do we need to do? Well, I mean, he has bad balance here, basically. He's lucky to be lifting this much. And that's not even as much as, they lift today. Not nearly as much. He's lucky, though, to not lose his balance. I'm sure he's fallen over. He fell over many times trying. So he needs right here, he needs a heel, basically. So they started wearing work boots and, shoes with high heels. And it really worked out for them, and then we get things like modern day weightlifting. This is Olympic lifting, mind you. Okay, you'll see how far he jumps down there. I mean, he's getting really low, and the only way you can get that low, now you'll notice she hit her head on the, okay, this guy breaks his arm and it's really disgusting. Just don't look at that. Okay, here, now look. Look how low he gets. Now, he couldn't get that low unless he had heels on his shoes because his ankles would not bend. Okay, so now you realize that at least for doing Olympic lifts, you pretty much need some heels on your shoes. Okay, and you might say, well, yeah, what about the old lifting trash cans on the street argument that you brought up in the start? Well, yes, but I think these guys lift way more than they could without these shoes, which don't you think probably builds up their muscles a lot more than if they were working out without these shoes on? Yes, you should think that. Okay, now, I don't know, this is a little off topic, but he's going to lift this with one arm. You'll notice he's Russian. That's 70 kilograms. Now, Russians are very talented. They're the ones who brought us kettlebells. Okay, so what about for just, doing back squats, you might say? What about for doing back squats? Does it help with that? Should you wear some shoes for that? Well, let me tell you, you shouldn't wear running shoes for that. Watch this. He's doing back squats, and you'll see how his shoes are shearing out to the side as he presses down on them. Those are just running shoes. Oh, and here's with his Do-Win weightlifting shoes. He just goes down and it goes, all the force he's putting down into the floor actually is going to the floor instead of squishing out to the side. So he's getting a better push. And that's what you want too. Well, you might say, can't I just wear a really flat shoe like my Merrell Trail Glove? Yeah, you can, especially on Metcons and things. You should do that. But, well, let's take a look at this scientific article. It's by Sato K. and Fortinbras D. and Hydock DS. Some of probably the highly esteemed biomechanicists out there. Okay, so let's see what it says in the abstract of their paper. Wearing weightlifting shoes seems to be beneficial in reducing the overall trunk lean because this position is believed to reduce the amount of shear stress in the lower back area. That's kind of a non-definite statement that they've just made. Seems to be beneficial. Yeah, but we'll just believe it. Okay, back squat with weightlifting shoes also increased foot segment angle and possibly contributes to greater muscle excitation in knee extensors. Okay, so possibly produces greater muscle excitation in the knee extensors. And the knee extensors are the muscles all around your kneecap, and they're pretty important to work out. So, if you want to possibly increase the excitation, and if you also want to seemingly have a beneficial reduction in trunk lean, then you should. Okay, so who's this guy? Well, he's Dave Fortinbras, PhD, biomechanist. Okay. So let's say you do want to buy some shoes, because I've pretty much convinced you. I'm not getting any commission out of this. I'm just gonna recommend Rogue. Their Do-Win shoe. So Do-Win, I guess, is a company that makes weightlifting shoes. They're pretty trusted. Pendlay also has their own Do-Win shoe. I'm not really sure, but here's Rogue's version, and apparently they made it, just perfect for CrossFit, and everybody loves them. I mean, read this. Casey Bergener. You may be familiar with the name Bergener. He or she says the new Rogue weightlifting shoe is a huge improvement to so the heel height, increased ventilation, and overall comfort make them a top choice for blah, blah, blah. So, thanks, Casey. And basically, Rogue is a great company. Basically, Rogue supplies CrossFit. And if you want, like other CrossFit things that aren't top notch but are cheaper, then you go to, other places. I also recommend, let me just bring up the article I wrote that you don't want to read for some reason. It's not a bad article. Okay, so these are some cheaper ones from Adidas. Adidas basically makes really high quality ones, but these are some cheap ones. But look, the heel isn't that high, so I wonder, and they're called powerlift trainers, so that makes me think maybe they're more for powerlifting than just Olympic lifts. Okay, those are the ones I showed you. These ones are, Do-Wins of different colors. This is like the limousine, compact limousine, I guess, luxury car shoe of weightlifting. Not really. I'm sure the ones in the Olympics probably cost like $600. So this is Adi Power. Now, I don't think that Adidas should be naming all their shoe Adi whatever. It gets old, but that wouldn't be enough to stop me from purchasing a pair of these for $200. Okay, and one last thing. When you do a Metcon or something, and you have to do double unders or running, don't wear these bad boys or these ones either. Don't wear any of these because they're basically meant to do one thing, and that's lift a really heavy weight. You're not supposed to do any anything else in them, otherwise they'll fall apart. And let me tell you one thing, my CrossFit instructor, her shoe detached like right up here, and I don't know what brand it was and how careful she was, but that just goes to show that you really need to be careful. Okay, well, if you want to read the article, just go to sitegonebad.com/09/y-weight-lifting-shoes-in-CrossFit. And then end it with a slash if you want. You don't have to. I'll just try it, to make sure. There it is. Okay, and have a good day, and I hope that you find that you're able to lift a lot more weight with these weightlifting shoes that you are now convinced probably that you want.